So this is, we're going to make other curries. It could be either Durban curry, it could be Mauritian curry, it could be Ethiopian curry, it could be South Indian or North Indian curry. The basic steps for all curries which are coming from Harryzspices, other than the vegetarian curry, are the same. And therefore, today I'm making chicken curry. Instead of chicken, you could have any kind of meat, which is cubed into 1-inch pieces, or it could be a mixture of vegetables and meat. What else you need is, I have actually 5 pounds of meat here. If you have 2 pounds, you'll need 1 pack. If you have more than 2 pounds, accordingly, you'll need more than 1 pack. Other thing is, you will need ginger, garlic, and onion. If you don't have a blender, chop it, not too big, but small, because this is what makes the gravy, and it is used as flavoring and thickening for the sauce. But what I prefer is this. I've taken all those and ground them together and make a puree of it in a blender. Since I'm making 2 batches of curry, therefore I have a big can of crushed tomatoes. It could be diced tomatoes. If you don't have diced tomatoes, if it's a fresh tomato season, use fresh tomatoes, perfectly fine to use that. And lastly, what you need is a little bit of salt and a tiny bit of oil, as I have it here. I recommend 3 tablespoons of oil for about 2 pounds of meat, but since I'm using more than 5 pounds, I'm using this much of oil, which is still about, say, about 4 tablespoons. So you can play with the oil part also. So let's begin the cooking. You pour the oil in a pan and bring it to medium heat. Once it's medium hot oil is medium hot, you could see oil a little bit moving around and some lines in it. But other way to quickly test is, take some of those solid seeds which we have in our pack, the cumin seeds, and put them in there, and what you see is these seeds will start cooking right away and they'll start releasing some fine air bubbles. That means your oil is medium hot oil. So at that stage, what you do is you cut open, as I had mentioned to you, there are 2 sides to a pack: whole spices and the ground spices. You take the whole spices and pour them in, as I have done now, so just with 1 pack. Open the second one and put it in there. And you'll hear a little sizzle. You'll get some beautiful thing going on. And at that point, what you want to do is take your onion, ginger, garlic mix and put it in there. So in baking, what you see is there's a lot of water here, and as you see, it's really, the oil is gone almost. You can't see the oil. When it's done, you'll see the reappearance of oil, as we will in a second. So what you see now is onion is almost done, and the way to see that is, if you remember the earlier one, we had a lot of water floating around, but now you can see the reappearance of oil in the pan. And this is a very critical step. The onion needs to be cooked properly. If it's uncooked or raw, it can cause flatulence. Also, very important thing is, these onions are not only flavor provider and thickener for the curry, but they also act as a meat tenderizer. So what we do now is we put a little bit of oil one more time, bring it back into whole thing. Then take the spice right here and cut the other section of it. And you have finer spices, they go in at this stage, like that. Of course, a little bit more water. And we mix it well. Since I'm doing virtually 2 packs worth of meat in it, which is more than 5 pounds. I'm going to add 2 packs, of course. Got to open the next one and put that one too. At this stage you want a slurry-like thing. I think that it could use a little bit more water. I'll put some more water in it. As here, it's a thick slurry. Now you remember we had the chicken right there. It goes in at this stage. All of it goes in there. And what you do now is you mix it well. This is a very quick hot marination, a step which will put the flavors right in the chicken. If you take too much water at this point, or you add tomato paste, your curry will not be as flavorful, the meat will not be as flavorful. So here it is now. We put everything there. And also what we do is we season it lightly at this stage. We'll season it later. And here we are. Now if you remember when I was telling you about the onion, it took me about 15 to 20 minutes to reach that stage. But again, I'm doing it for 2, twice the amount which is on the catalog. Right there, it's all set. If you want at this stage, you can add a little more water, like that, so that it doesn't burn. And leave it on high heat or medium heat and cover it with a lid, like this, and let it cook for 5-10 minutes. And then we'll add tomato puree in it. So after about, I would say about 5 to 10 minutes of cooking, you'll see that chicken turns a little whitish. The fleshiness is gone almost. You mix it well again one more time. Make sure everything is properly mixed. And then you take your tomato puree. Here you could use fresh tomatoes, or you could use diced tomatoes. Any kind of tomato will be fine. You add that. And of course, I don't like to waste anything, so what I do is I put a little more water in it. Rinse the can. Just a tiny bit. Put it in there. And now stir it and mix it well again, everything. And let it cook for another half an hour or so. And then at that point we'll do the final seasoning and we'll be ready to eat. After about 30 to 40 minutes, the chicken should be ready. And you can taste test it. Even now, if you feel like, you can adjust the salt. And virtually this chicken is ready to eat. But I have made North Indian chicken curry today. But again, all the wet curry instructions on Harryzspices are same. If you look at them, all the steps are same. One additional thing is there, some people like chicken tikka masala. And for that, all what you need to do is take some heavy cream, heavy whipping cream, and this is about half a cup. I'll use half to 1/4 of a cup and add that and let it simmer for a few more minutes so that everything gets mixed up nice, and voila, it'll be ready to eat. It provides a lot more silky texture and mouthfeel after you add a little bit of cream. I personally think this is a great chicken tikka masala, but I tend sometimes not to use it because I don't want to add additional fat. So if you are fat conscious, don't add fat. Just eat the chicken curry. If you don't have any problem with the fat, go ahead, add a little bit of heavy cream and you'll have nice chicken tikka masala.